Dante's journey towards the Consolamentum. We've seen how the Consolamentum takes place, a novitiate period followed by the first part of the rite, the transmission of the book, the Bible, and the prayer, the Our Father. After a further period of preparation, the Consolamentum is received. Page 185. I could show how these different moments are presented in the poem, but I considered it more correct to start by following Dante step by step on his journey across the second cantica. I long reflected on perhaps limiting the analysis just to passages where the parallel with Catharism is clear, or also illustrate the points that are uncertain and open to opinion. In the end, I thought that, using all possible conditions, it might be a service to the reader to include those that are only opinions. Venturing into readings other than those proposed by centuries is not a betrayal of Dante, given that he has also recommended such practice in the letter in which he dedicates the third cantica to Can Grande della Scala. This letter is full of valuable directions, and is therefore the best possible introduction to the reading of the comedy. In it, he writes that his poem should be understood in four senses: literal, allegorical, moral, and anagogical, and explains how to apply them in his poem, using the psalm In Exitu Israel as an example. If we look at it from the letter alone, it means to us the exit of the children of Israel from Egypt at the time of Moses. If from allegory, it means for us our redemption performed by Christ. If from the moral sense, it means to us the conversion of the soul from the struggle and misery of sin to the status of grace. If from the anagogical, it means the leave taking of the blessed soul from the slavery of this corruption to the freedom of eternal glory. It's clear that the literal is not at the poet's heart, but rather the others, and above all, the anagogical, that leads upwards, the spiritual. In this example, the allegorical sense that speaks of redemption, and the moral that speaks of sin, are Catholic, while the anagogical, in which liberation and earthly corruptibility are spoken of, is unequivocally Cathar. These indications shed light on an important scene at the start of Purgatory. We still were by the sea, like those who think about the journey they will undertake, who go in heart, but in the body stay, and there, Purgatory 2, 10-13. Page 186. And there, a boat appears. This is one of Dante's most enigmatic inventions. A boat, piloted by an angel, brings the souls destined for purgatory onto this island. When the boat is close enough, Dante sees that more than 100 spirits sat within. In exitu Israel de Egypto, all of those spirits sang as with one voice, along with what is written after of that psalm. Purgatory 2, 45-48. It is the psalm that sings of the liberation of the Hebrews from slavery in Egypt, and from the earliest times, commentators emphasized how it is appropriate to the situation of the souls. Here, the author pretends that those souls were singing to thank God that they were leaving the servitude to the devil and sin, and came into the land of the promise. There is nothing enigmatic so far. The oddities are all in the words of his friend Casella, who is found among the spirits. His account raises questions that are difficult to answer and on which a veil of mystery rests. Casella explains that the souls destined for purgatory gather where the water of the Tiber gets salty, that is, at the mouth of the Tiber, and wait there more or less a long time until welcomed aboard the angel's boat. We're dealing with, of course, a pure Dantean invention. Remembering that the mouth of the Tiber was the door to Rome, Chiavacci comments, the door of departure for salvation is Rome, because Rome is the seat of the church. Well, no. Salvation is not there, As the song sung on the way says unequivocally, it is in leaving Rome that they come out from the service of the devil and sin. Concerning this psalm, Kiyavaki writes that it is like the banner under which purgatory is placed, and adds, thus the words spoken to Cato in the first canto are confirmed. He goes in search of freedom. And this same figure of the Roman hero stands to signify the value of the whole journey through this second kingdom. Coming out, liberation, voyage towards the promised land. Yes, sure. But one cannot not take into account that it is leaving Rome behind that these, page 187, spirits, pilgrims, like Dante, we are strangers here as you are, sing the psalm of freedom. In the next pages we will, therefore, accompany Dante across all of purgatory, dwelling on the main passages, on the most significant scenes from a symbolic point of view, and on the many strange verses that are difficult to understand.